And welcome to King and Company. I'm Miles King with our very special guest, Gus Bell. So, tell us a little bit about yourself. I know that, most people probably know who you are, but
Oh
just
yeah,
for the people that don't.
sweet. Well, like you said, I'm Gus Bell. I grew up here at Trinity, through Awana youth, a little bit into
Yeah.
college before I moved off into mission work. But yeah, raised here in Opelika my whole life. Went to Opelika High School, Southern Union after that, and
Yeah.
worked here for a couple years before being
Nice.
called into the mission field. So
That's awesome. So, you said that you went to college. What's your college major?
yeah, so at Southern Union, I went into the technical program. So I
Mhm.
have an associate's in plastic injection molding. Very
Nice.
fancy, very technical, and I don't use it anymore at the moment.
Well,
So
it's good to have. I'm sure that
100%.
that'll come useful just one random day on the streets.
I'm sure. Who knows?
You can be in a plane and somebody's like, "Does anybody have this very specific degree?" And you can
I
raise your
do.
hand.
I do.
Yeah.
You never know.
You never know. So, to start off with our first question, the last person that we interviewed was Johnny Diaz.
Ooh, okay.
And we asked him the question of if he was on a road trip and he went into a gas station, what would be the thing that he gets right off the bat? So, before we asked you, we got you a gift. Thank you, Carson. So,
Whoa.
Johnny said that he would get Butterfingers and a Mountain Dew. And so we took the privilege to go out and get a Butterfingers and a Mountain Dew for you. And also
I appreciate that.
the car.
Big time. Yeah, the car is sick. I love
Wyatt
it.
found it on the toy aisle and thought you might like it.
I respect that. I respect that. I think he's got the Butterfinger down.
Okay.
Excellent choice. I would choose that. However, I would probably go for the root beer, probably an A&W.
Okay.
Maybe cream soda if I'm feeling it, but 10 out of 10. He chose right.
Okay.
So
Yeah.
he's got a good choice. Or maybe a Slim Jim on the side too. A little sweet and salty combo right there.
That's what everybody at Retreat was saying that he would pick.
And maybe like the Slim Jim like meat and cheese combo stick.
Ooh, yeah.
Those things are good.
Yeah. So you've gone through the youth group and you've been with our friend Steve Bass for a minute. Okay.
Oh boy.
You've known him a little bit. So what is your best Steve Bass moment or your favorite Steve Bass moment?
Favorite Steve Bass moment? Yeesh. How can I think of just one? There's plenty of them. I've been thinking, I think it's one that I'm pretty proud of myself. It's probably my favorite one. This is Black Mountain 2019, just graduated high school. And I remember telling all the high school boys, I'm like, hey, bring a Nerf gun. That's it. Didn't tell them any other information, just left it at that. And they're like, why? I'm like, you'll find out. Just wait.
Okay.
And what I did is, middle of the week, I'm like, all right, guys, we're not doing a little group. We're going to hang out in this room, turn the lights off. We're going to get ready, and we're going to get Steve Bass to walk in here. We're just going to beat him up. We're just going to fire as many bullets as we can at him. And luckily, head pastor, Sean Rezick, just, man, like a moth to a flame. Steve just walked right in. He's like, I remember he like turned, hits the light switch, and we're just like, just screaming at him. And he's just like, books it. We chase him down the hall, down the stairs, out. And yeah, he was probably pretty traumatized after that. I'd imagine so.
That's awesome. Yeah, I mean, obviously I haven't been around him as much as you have, but I've experienced some great Steve Bass stuff. He's pretty great.
He's witty. I think he spends a little too much time with youth kids, with teenagers. I think it's starting to rub off on him just a little bit.
Maybe. I mean, he also spends time with Carson.
So, yeah.
I mean,
yeah.
James. So
who can forget?
Yeah, right. So, what's it like being back?
Honestly, it's pretty great. Just here for the weekend, for MLK weekend. But, I live in El Paso, and there's nothing. It's desert. There's, a mountain, some shrubs. There's no trees. So being back, it's like the humidity. There's rain. It's been pretty awesome. So seeing just trees, I've been loving it. And of course, seeing friends and family that it's been a while since I've seen them.
Yeah, for sure.
It's nice it's like putting on a nice pair of worn jeans that you love.
Yeah.
That's what it's like coming back.
That's awesome. So when will you be coming back?
Actually pretty soon, in about a month. So
really?
Getting married here in this church too.
That's awesome.
So end of February I'll be back.
Awesome. Cool. Rob will be waiting.
He better be.
Obviously you've been gone for missions.
Yep.
So what's it like, filling out God's work all day, every day?
Loaded question, but it's a good question. I guess just a little backstory too. So I work for Casas por Cristo, and what we do is we just build houses for people in Latin American countries. Right. And it's not humanitarian. You're not just building houses, but we use this as a way to give people the Bible, share with them the Word of God, and that's our little in.
Yeah.
We're not just street evangelizing. We're giving them something practical and putting Jesus right alongside there
Right.
too.
Yeah.
And it's been so rewarding. Like I've done about 40 houses now,
That's awesome.
and each dedication when we give out the Bible, we give out the keys, and we give out the plaque, it just doesn't get old. Like
Mhm.
each time I'm just like, this is just like the first time. It
Yeah.
doesn't get old. And
That's
I think
awesome.
when you're doing the Lord's work, when you're helping people, helping the least of these, there's just not a better feeling. Like you're
Yeah,
you're doing what the Lord's called you to do.
for sure.
And man, it's so rewarding.
That's awesome. And I mean that perfectly plays into the next question. So obviously I'm sure that there's a ton to it. But
Mhm.
what is your testimony? Like your personal faith story, I
Okay,
guess.
short and sweet because there's a lot of information.
Yeah.
Like I said, grew up in the church. I always had the head knowledge. Like I knew that Jesus loved me. Jesus died on the cross for me. I had the knowledge. I had Bible verses. Went through one. I had them memorized. But um, and even like graduating college and moving out, I was like still had the head knowledge.
Yeah.
Still knew this is who was. Still showed up to church. But um, that kind of started to change on my first Casas trip that I went to. Um, I remember before that the Lord was like, "Guys, you're gonna work for a missions organization. You're gonna work for Casas. You're gonna be a missionary." And I'm thinking, yeah, there's no way. You want
Yeah.
me to give up my life that I have here? Everything's nice, paid for. I got a good job. I'm not gonna do that. That makes me uncomfortable.
Right.
And you know, you're just resistant to that. You're like, this is not who I am, Lord. But it's so much more than that. Um, so that happened. I go to Guatemala, and I remember like I'm sitting there. I'm like, this is such an awesome week, even though I was sick. We didn't have enough people. Super hard work, long days. And I remember thinking, okay, I still kind of like this. Like I loved helping this family, and I'm thinking, he's right. I gotta follow what he was saying. Like there's a thread here, and I
Yeah.
got to listen to him. So I remember it's super late at night. I'm literally counting the cost. Okay, like what do I have to give up? Who would I disappoint? Like, do I have to raise money? I'm literally
Yeah.
counting the cost of what it takes to do what the Lord has told me. And I remember there was just a point after all this. I'm like, it's worth it.
Yeah.
It's worth it in the end. And I haven't looked back really from that. Um, I tell my story to a lot of people that come
Yeah.
on Costas build, but man, I wouldn't change it. I don't think
Yeah,
I'd
for
really wanna
sure.
go back to working a normal job.
Yeah, that's awesome. So in your work or just in your everyday life,
Mhm.
when have you like felt closest to God?
Um, man, that's a great question. I think it is building the houses. I do a lot of prep work. We gotta deliver materials, we gotta do
Yeah.
all these things, but actually doing the hands-on physical work, I'm there. This is the family you're building for. They're right there. Sometimes they have kids, whatever the family situation, you're right there. And I've been learning a lot of Spanish recently. I've been in language school,
Yeah.
and now being able to converse with them. Hey, like not just what's my name, where's the bathroom, but like tell me about your faith. Like,
Right.
are you Christian? Do you go to church? Like asking those questions, like you know. And a lot of times when you build for a family that is Christian, I'm like, okay, how do you know about God? Like getting that side. Like this is a brother in Christ that we're building a house for. I
Yeah.
mean, sometimes we don't even speak the same language. But here I am. I'm like pouring myself out for somebody that Jesus values their life just as much as mine. And
Yeah.
to be able to serve them, I think that's when I'm closest to God is serving his people.
Yeah.
So
That's awesome. So was there like a specific moment that you felt like what kind of made you go into ministry? What was like the turning point that you were like, okay, yeah, this is what I'm doing.
yeah, it was probably that counting the cost moment. I'm a very like ordered, systematic person.
Yeah.
So if I'm gonna leave my job, I have to give up my apartment, move halfway across the US, like I gotta know this is worth it.
Yeah.
And it's a funny thing because it doesn't matter to God whether it's worth it to me. God
Yeah.
knows it's worth it. He knows it's worth it in your life, whether you figure that out or not. God's gonna um make this way for you. Like
For sure.
you're gonna follow his way whether you like it or not. And that's the crazy
Absolutely.
thing. So for me, it's probably that night in Guatemala. Just okay, God, it's worth it. it's never about the money. It's never like the Lord's gonna find a way,
Yeah.
and it's always gonna blow you away. So
Yeah. The Lord works in amazing, mysterious ways.
yeah, he does.
So to kind of close us out, if you had everyone in the world's attention and you could tell everyone something and they would all listen, what would you tell the world?
A lot of people to hear.
Yeah.
But I think I'd probably choose don't be hesitant. Don't be scared to jump into what the Lord's called you to.
That's awesome.
I think we have a lot of people that are kind of timid Christians, don't really want to step out into what the Lord has called them because it's uncomfortable. It's stepping out of my comfort zone.
Yeah.
And I think they're missing out on a lot of what the Lord has called them to, a lot of satisfaction. We think, like I think in the US, we have a lot of stuff,
Yeah.
right? I got a big house, guys have a car. It's nice. But what I see in Mexico and the countries we build in, is people don't have very much, but a lot of times their spiritual needs are being fulfilled. And that's at the end of the day, what's more important. So you got to
for sure.
take that step out and follow what the Lord is for your life.
Absolutely. That's awesome. Well, thank you, Gus, for coming on. I'm Miles King with our very special guest, Gus Bell. Thank you for watching King and Company, and we will see y'all later.